Jim Gazzolo, Heath Schroyer, Mr. Media.
What's up, stud?
Jeez.
What are you going to be for Halloween? Let's talk about that.
Unemployed? I don't know.
You would be great in a Darth Vader outfit.
Why the Darth Vader?
It suits you, like big cape, big mask.
See, this is where I think you
But you'd scare all the
this
kids,
is where
I'm
I
telling
think
you.
you have misidentified me. I'm a loving, caring man.
To who?
David Vader. I'm not.
Okay, maybe your wife, but she's a saint, by the way.
Oh,
Seriously,
she has to be, yeah.
To put up with you, like she needs like a statue outside your home. It's unbelievable. Like, seriously, it really is. I mean, you have to try.
Have we picked out when bobblehead Heath night is? Basketball?
No, we're not doing that.
Oh, we got to do that. All right, a lot of talk about this week again. Always with you.
For sure.
Always to talk about. Start of basketball season now.
Awesome.
They're practicing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Do you miss coaching?
Not yet. You know, there's always parts that I will miss because I was in it for 26 years. Like the game, the camaraderie of your staff and the team. But I know in my heart that I'm doing what I need to be doing right now, and that's helping this department move and help support the coaches. And we have a great one coming up here next. I'm telling you, Coach Kennedy is a rock star.
And that's your best hire?
100%. The best thing I did was fire myself.
Well, yeah, that's everyone says.
And the second best thing, not even close, was hiring Coach Kennedy.
See, I thought the best thing you ever did was meet me.
Well, I mean, that goes without saying.
That made
right?
you this.
This is all you, man.
No,
I mean, seriously, it is.
That's a throne for King of Media of town.
Oh, jeez, Pete, you're unbelievable. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have no idea. Like I can only do this once a week. I don't know how your wife does it, man. I mean, you're unbelievable.
All right, so we have Southland Conference talk.
Okay.
Commerce came in 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Anybody else coming in?
I don't know. I mean, I actually have AD meetings this week in Dallas or in Frisco, so I'm sure we're going to talk about membership there.
Because that seems to be the talk about every is where you're going to be, who's going to come in, what the league's going to look like.
Yeah, it's a really, obviously we talked about it before, Jim, but it's a very fluid situation. The landscape in college athletics is changing daily, it seems like. So
does Cincinnati blow it up? If they get into the playoff, does that blow up the Power Five?
It could, for sure. I mean, it's going to be really interesting coming down the stretch. I mean, obviously Alabama lost on Saturday. You know what happens? I mean, it's just a crazy time, but it's also an exciting time. You know, everyone talks about this, but what a great time to be alive! What a great time to be in college athletics.
Yeah, you got any Tony Robbins in you or something, or you just kind of bring out all this positive vibe?
It's true. I mean, you have a choice every day.
That's why I guess I'm Darth Vader, because I'm not as positive.
And that's probably why we get along. Like, I wake up every day, and you have an option. You can say, "Woe is me," and think about all the things.
Everybody wakes up every day.
But you wake up and say, "Okay, well, woe is me," or you can wake up and go, "Man, let's go make a difference. I'm alive. I'm blessed to be alive today. Let's make a difference." And I choose to do that. You obviously look at the glass half empty. I look at it half full.
I look at it as completely empty. What are you talking about, half empty? It's all gone. Somebody stole it.
There you go.
Somebody stole it.
But yeah, I mean, it is a great time to be in college athletics. It's challenging, but what a great time.
All right, it's exciting there for you. Basketball season, though.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait.
Women's basketball, completely different program. We're going to talk to Lynn Kennedy here in a bit, one of his players. But the interesting thing about it is he wants to bring an excitement too. Mm-hmm. You talk all the time about selling the program and selling that. When you do explore other conferences, is selling the program, how do you have to sell it? And how much do they want to hear about the excitement they bring? Because that's a financial gain for the conference itself.
Oh, no doubt. Listen, when you cut it all down, we're in the education business, for sure, but we are also in the entertainment business. There is only so many discretionary dollars that people have, and they have so many more options today than they ever did before. So, for sure, an entertainment value to your program is really, really important. The great thing about Coach is he's doing both. I mean, he's an unbelievable educator. His girls do it the right way, but they're going to be fun to watch. They will play differently than everyone in our league, not even close. They're going to score a bunch. They're going to press. They got a lot of depth. They're really skilled. I love his philosophy because he puts a prime emphasis on the ability to shoot the ball. And I think especially in the women's game, if you can space it and you can shoot it at 4 or 5 different spots, you have a chance to be really, really hard to guard and fun to watch.
I could shoot the ball when I was a kid.
Oh, geez, please don't do that. Oh my gosh, no one wants to see that.
I could fire it.
I bet you could. I bet you could.
I had 4 points against Doc Rivers once, you know.
Did you really?
Yeah. He scored 41, but I got 4. I dropped 4 on the man.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, here's the thing about this. Men's basketball here, because they're also starting out.
Yeah.
The difference between both programs is how many kids are in that are new.
Sure.
Do you like that? Or do you want to see as this goes a continuity? Because this seems to be the world we live in with the portal.
I think both programs are, you know, they had to do what they had to do to become relevant, to put their teams together. But we talked to John last week, or 2 weeks ago, about, you know, he's got older kids, but he also has 7 freshmen. And I think when you look at Coach Kennedy's roster, it's very similar. So I think both programs will have a lot of continuity, and both programs are going to be really, really good. I've seen both of them practice. I've seen both of them work out. They're going to both be really, really good. I cannot wait for basketball season in Lake Charles, because it's going to be a historic year.
And the women's program is an international flavor.
Oh, I love it. I'm so proud of both of those programs, because they're doing it with integrity. They do it with discipline. And I'm telling you, the guy that's coming out here next, unbelievable. We are so fortunate to have Coach Kennedy here. And I'm so excited that we recruited him and we got him. And the program he is building, women's basketball this program will be better than it's ever been before.
When we come back, we'll meet Lynn Kennedy right after this on Polk Nation.
This is a historic day in McNeese Athletics. The foundation and athletics are now on the same team for the first time in the history of this university.
When we brought the McNeese Foundation back, the plan was to have a team that would both advance the institution and advance athletics.
Today we were specifically talking about MAF, the McNeese Athletic Foundation, which is a unit that we brought back that would allow fundraising efforts to work in an intentional manner to advance athletics as well as the institution. So we're really excited to truly put some intentional fundraising efforts together and to bring a new community together to where we are actually allowing folks to experience the team. We want them to feel like they're in the huddle with us and they're part of who we are, and together we're going to change the world.
Welcome back to Polk Nation. It's an honor to have Coach Kennedy, women's basketball. My friend, it's great to have you back, buddy.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's your big hire, isn't it?
Oh, my gosh, yes. I'm so fired up. And everybody in Polk Nation and across Southwest Louisiana.
Well, people say that's two of the best things you did was sitting right here. You fired yourself and you hired him.
Well, the best thing I did was fire myself, no question. And you remind me of that every day, but that's okay. But no, it was a huge. I'm so excited to have you back. And all right, so practice has started.
Actual practices.
Actual practices. Now, before that though, let's let Polk Nation know, because obviously the Legacy Center's been down, but all the things that you and your kids have had to endure to get to this point.
We've practiced at a couple of different places. We're at Trinity for a couple weeks, and we've been at the rec center for a couple weeks. So we've had to adjust to that. With our class schedule this year, we're going at 6 a.m. So usually they wake up at 4 a.m. They're at the gym at 5. Ready to go at 6. So we've had a couple things that we've had to do that are a little bit different than normal season, but it's exciting to be, I guess, going into Burton today. At 5 o'clock we have practice at Burton, so we get the full-length court to get ready to get back in the Legacy in January, and really kind of the next couple weeks get ready for games, get that conditioning back, get ready for that opener against Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Well, I tell you, obviously, watching you guys work out and watching you practice, there's such a huge change. I know, Jim, you went to and you watched practice, and you sent me a text, which was awesome, which is true. But the thing I think Polk Nation is going to be really, really impressed with is the skill level of your girls. The conditioning is unbelievable. There's no way that you're not going to be the best conditioned team that takes the floor against any opponent that you play. But the neat thing is that it seems like, Coach, that the chemistry and the leadership, and obviously we're going to talk to one of your players who played for you before later, but it seems like the leadership and the chemistry of your program is really farther ahead than I would have even expected.
Yeah, and I think you can contribute really to the returners. I think they've done a really good job of coming in. They've wanted to be coached. They want to learn. They want to win. And I think just having that as our kind of our background throughout the summer, and then when our transfers came in, our freshmen came in, and the combination of everybody just coming together, and it's been a quick process. You know, we were talking coming here. It's amazing how fast we've connected as a team. Probably at this point in the season, probably one of the most close-knit teams I've had at this point. And that to say, you know, with all the new players, the returners, they've done a really good job of coming together. You know, our practices are unusual because we do scrimmage a lot, and I think that's part of the conditioning aspect of it. We're up and down the floor all the time, the entire practice. It's pretty much a scrimmage the entire time. We're working on different things, but we're up and down. We're getting in shape. We want the longer court now because we want to feel the game atmosphere, the game.
I'm not sure the players all want the longer court.
They're not so sure yet, but we do need that. But it's been okay as far as our conditioning, and now we're just going to raise the level this week and get ready for a couple weeks. We're going to be out there playing a game.
That's awesome.
Well, the thing I noticed most of all is the bar is set completely differently than before. This is now, instead of kind of a rec program, it's now a basketball program, to be honest with you. What was that like to turn it over? And was it a little bit easier because you brought in so many new people?
Well, you know, we didn't really look at the past. We're wanting to be one of the top mid-major programs in the nation, and so that's our goal. That's how we recruited. That's how we practice, and that's how we'll play our games. So we really look forward to that aspect of it, not looking at what we've done in the past, you know, those changes, but really looking, you know, to the future, what we're going to provide for the community as far as the entertainment value. Just a team that's going to be dynamic, entertaining, fun to watch, a lot of offense, and then, you know, look at getting stops, getting rebounds in order to go play offense again.
You're changing the culture as far as that goes, but also you talk a lot about entertainment. He talks a lot about entertainment. Is it that important to really just kind of energize the crowd with an entertainment value?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of our goals as a team is to break the attendance record. We want to have the biggest crowd ever at McNeese for women's basketball. I think the community, I've seen the support. Everywhere I go, people are coming up to me asking how practice is going. They can't wait for games. They said, we'll even go out to Burton to watch you guys play. So I think the anticipation, the excitement is there.
That's a big deal.
It's a big deal if we can get that. But I think it's there. And we've got the games, too. We're going to play some tough opponents, even at Burton. And we need to fill those games. It energizes teams when you have students and crowd, and you know, and I think that helps us as we go into the Southland Conference and winning a championship.
I've said this before: is women's basketball in this town
Huge.
almost
Huge.
takes over and overshadows men's basketball when it's done right.
That's our goal. Yeah, that's our goal, and I think that's why I'm here too. You know, I was really attracted to that as far as the community. They're passionate about women's basketball, and I've seen it everywhere I've gone. You know, I do 1 or 2 speaking engagements a week, and just the anticipation, the excitement for women's basketball is there.
Well, it's just so nice to have a relevant women's basketball team and program, and I'm telling you, get your tickets.
There we go.
I'm just telling you, get your tickets, because this guy is a winner. He's won everywhere he's been, and we are blessed beyond belief to have him and Amy, his family, and the next guest who followed him here, rock star. Can't wait. I'm telling you, get your tickets right now.
We'll meet her when we get back on Polk Nation right after this. We're back on Polk Nation. Here we got guard Desiree Hansen from Portland State, now McNeese. You came, when I talked to you in the summer, you said you came for one reason.
Yes.
What was that reason?
Coach Kennedy.
There you go. So you didn't only hire him, you recruited well, too.
For sure. I'm telling you, though, at the end of the day, players know if you know, right?
Correct, yeah.
I was a player. I was a coach for 26 years. I always would say, players really know if the coach knows. And for her to travel 2,500 miles to a completely different part of the country
sight unseen.
For sure. Tells you all you need to know about Coach Kennedy and the program and where it's at. 100%. But let me get to it. Okay?
Let's hear about you, though. Now,
For sure.
Your interesting story is not only are you a player from Portland State, but you were the one that hit the game shot to send them to the tournament. Repeat performance. Are you ready for that? First year here?
That's the goal. That's the goal. It's always the goal. Got to reach for the top.
What was the expectation when you got here, and has it met the expectations?
I think it's exceeded it. The team dynamic, it's fantastic. We haven't even played a game together. It's fantastic right now.
What do you like about it? What's been the difference that you've seen?
We just get along. There's really no small cliques. Like most teams, they got they're small little circles. We don't really have those. Like, yeah, we can be in small circles, but when we get together, we're together. There's no.
So tell me, what do you think of Lake Charles? Tell me what you fell in love with, or what's the biggest surprise of Lake Charles and of McNeese?
I love it here. It's like home, kind of. It's small town. It's a bigger small town, but it's a small town feel. I didn't realize how bad you guys got hit by the hurricane until I got here.
Yeah.
There's
you should have saw it a year earlier.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, you guys have done a lot of work, and then how hot it is. People people tried to warn me about how hot it is. You can't prepare.
Right.
You cannot prepare. But I'm in love.
I tell people all the time. Now he's going to go.
Well, he's the Chamber of Commerce, right?
But I'm serious. It is the people here is what makes the job and what makes the school, right? In my opinion, it's always about people, and you follow people.
Yeah.
Where's your favorite restaurant in town?
I've gone to Katie's once, and that was good. I liked Katie's. Everyone was talking to everyone. People. I mean, you're eating dinner or breakfast. I was eating breakfast.
I think it's a different area. She's a college student. She's not going to the same restaurants as you. She's not getting the free lunches you get.
What are you talking about?
It's like Katie's is going to be perfect for a college student.
Have you been to Daryl's?
No.
Oh, you got to go to Daryl's.
All right.
You have to
I'll
go
to Daryl's. Are we going after this?
I can do that. Yeah.
Okay,
maybe you and me and Coach will go. We'll put the bill on Coach. Actually, we'll have Darth Vader go.
See how quickly I was taken out of the conversation?
You turned it?
No, how quickly I was thrown under the bus. Didn't even mention me. That's all right.
Hey, let me ask you this. So, what do you think the strength of the team is?
How deep we are. We're deep. We're deep, and we want to win. Our heart, too. We just want to win. We want to play. And Kennedy, he lets us play. We have a structure that we have to play, but we can play so much offense within that structure.
So, and the thing I love about Coach, and you, obviously you're a product of it, but the confidence. When you watch him coach, he's so demanding. His attention to detail is off the charts, but he also is.
Yeah, it is.
But he is also gives you confidence, and when you are that disciplined, and when there is that type of accountability, it also breeds confidence. Talk to Pope Nation about that as a player.
I agree. He'd rather have you take the shot than not take the shot. If you're not, he'd rather have you take a shot than not take a shot. Just because you missed the last shot, it doesn't matter to him. You're going to make the next one. There's no doubt in his mind that you're not going to make the next one.
One thing I noticed is you guys in practice, even in your running, you always have the ball in your hand. How important is that to just get used to the ball and going at full speed?
I think it's very important. We get used to each other. We're playing a game every practice. We're working on something every time we step on the court. We're working to get better. I'd rather scrimmage than just do wind sprints.
For sure. And there's, the great thing about what Coach does is everything he does is for a reason, and it's part of the system. So there's a lot of coaches out there that do things that don't apply to the system that they use or even the game in a way of what they do. So that's what's so great about what he does. But let's talk a little bit about you real quick. When did you start playing, and who got you into the game?
I started playing, I think, third grade when you could first start. So it's like, 7, 8?
Right.
And then the coach that actually got me into it, I was playing soccer, and I played against his son, Casey Ray. He's a fantastic guy. Still talk to him to this day.
That's awesome. So you picked it up in third grade, and you never let it go.
Yep, picked it up. Casey taught me all the way until boys and girls split. Greg Norman, and then picked me up, and we played from there. I played with his daughter forever.
Well, you know how rare it is. You know how rare it is for, obviously, a coach recruits a player once, but to get him to recruit him twice, to come to a complete rebuild, 3,000 miles away, tells you the relationship that you have with Coach Kennedy. Talk a little bit about that.
I trust him. I trust him 1,000,000%. I never in my life thought I'd move this far from home, but I trust him 1,000,000%.
It's awesome.
There's no doubt in my mind.
When we come back on Poke Nation, we'll get Coach's final words after this. We're back with Coach for final moments here on Polk Nation. And basketball, you seem to get excited about.
Oh,
You're an AD now. It's not just basketball.
For sure, but I'm telling you that women, you mentioned it earlier, but women's basketball is so popular here, and this community is so starved for a relevant women's program, and they have it, and they're going to really see it here in a few weeks when we get this thing really kicked off and start playing games. And for sure, I mean, I basketball's been my life. I mean, I started, Des said she started in 3rd grade. I started when I was 5 years old, the first ball I ever had. So it's been a part of me for, 45 years basically. And so, yeah, anytime, you get into the fall and the practices and things like that, it's always exciting. I always personally love this time of year because you can really teach, and you're putting in your system and the things you worked on all spring and summer and ideas and things like that, and you're being able to implement it. This was always my favorite time of the year.
No, you don't miss it at all. You don't miss it at all. Yeah. And now you get to go to meetings with other guys with suits on.
I'm doing 100%. I
tell
love
people what they're going to do with their careers and lives.
It's funny. I was in New Orleans at a whole AD conference last week, and I got asked that question all the time. And I said it's the same thing. It still is coaching. It's just different. Instead of having, your staff of 3, and hey, you got your guards, your bigs, your wings, whatever. It's still coaching. You just have different departments. And but I will tell you this: the best thing that ever prepared me for being an AD was to be a coach, because I understand what they go through. I understand all the things that coaches have to go through, and the recruiting aspect and the budget aspect. I get it. I'm not a career administrator, and to be honest with you, I'm glad I wasn't.
Well, no, it's an interesting, because you came in and you quickly established, as far as that goes, a lot of, I guess, continuity with the programs, because you established contract extensions. You became coach friendly, which I think at this level is good, because these kids know they're going to have their coaches for a certain amount of years. Right. A lot of times at mid-majors, it's who I come in with isn't who I leave with, which is always a different thing. You've kind of created some stability in the program.
Well, I think no matter what industry you're in.
Not to give you a compliment.
Well, I know that's really hard for you to do, obviously. But I do think, though, that in any industry you're in, and athletics is no different, it's about recruiting and retaining talent. And, you look at our baseball program, our softball program, our 2 basketballs, we have talented people. And, I think Coach Wilson's going to get this thing turned around too. But, the thing is in anything, you have to recruit and retain really good talent. There's no doubt in my mind that Coach Kennedy is, you could see it. You can see, how Des talked about the coach and about him and his presence. They're winners, and they're going to win, and they're going to win big, and they're going to win right away. Buy your tickets, Polk Nation. I'm telling you, they're $100 for an entire season ticket. It's the best with these 2 programs. It's the best deal in town.
Are you your own sponsor?
No, I'm just telling you. You went to watch practice. I'm not going to, say everything that you text me, but it's true. It is an unbelievable.
6 words. But it's true. It was a War and Peace. It was 6 words.
But I'm telling you, it's $100. Tickets are on sale now at the Fieldhouse. Buy a season ticket. A season ticket's for all the men's and women's games.
I have more questions, if we could ever get to the sales pitch here.
It's the truth. It's the best deal in town.
One thing I did want to ask you, though, is when you looked at coaches and hiring coaches, did you have a little look of where we got to go, real quick?
For sure. Yeah, I think that, you want to get a coach that can take your program to the next level. What Coach said is he wants to build something that wants to be a mid-major power, and that's what we want to be.
And no news? You want to report any news on
I have no news
yet?
Except to go buy your tickets, because basketball season's here, and this thing is going to be rolling.
Say I buy a ticket for next year. What conference would I be buying it for?
You're buying your tickets for McNeese.
Oh, you never give me any leeway on that.
I can't give you leeway.
Maybe next week we'll find out where we're headed on Polk Nation.